Martin, another game where you ground out a win there. What are the feelings after that?
Well, it was a tough one in the end, but yeah, I think we played a good game. I think we were quite dominant from the start. Obviously, their goal changed the momentum a little bit, and they pressed us a little bit towards the end. But yeah, we got the 3 points, and that's all that matters. And lots of positives, and still some things we can improve. But overall, it's a good game and another win.
Yes, you seemed to start both halves really well, and perhaps for the best part of an hour, you looked in control of that.
Yeah, I think so. I think we played really good. I think we controlled the game really well, dominated them, and when we got the second goal, I felt like we could have done better to just control it out, and not let them score like they did. But in the end, that's football, and we got the win, and we're happy. When
Brighton did score, do you feel it did more for them rather than you sitting back? Do you feel it just gave them that little bit extra energy? Yeah, they got the momentum of the game, obviously, when they get the goal and the belief and the energy back. But I think we did well to defend, and it's never easy when you can see the goal and they get the momentum. But I think we did well, and in the end we deserved the win, so it was good. He didn't have much to do, but the save from David Raya was quite fantastic, wasn't it?
Sorry?
The save from Raya there. He didn't have a lot to do all game, but then he pops up and makes that save.
Yeah, I think that was the only big chance they had apart from the goal. And yeah, he's brilliant, and credit to him. Big save, and very important for us.
And how important for you to be on the score sheet as well?
Yeah, it was nice. It's been a while, so I've been waiting for that one, and I've been practicing a lot, working hard, on my finishing, and today paid off, so I'm happy.
When you look at what's ahead as well, do you feel this could be a pattern going forward, that these results are going to have to be ground out and these matches could be very close?
We prefer to win a bit differently, but the last games have been like that, and you need to be able to win in many different ways, and I think we've shown that throughout the whole season, and we just have to keep going and keep building and keep getting the wins, and we'll see.
Appreciate your time, thanks.
Thank you.
So they are still top of the league, and they were in that comfortable position at half-time after his goal. He says he's been practising on his finishing. What about the way this came about in the build-up from Brighton's goal kick, though?
Well, yeah, it's the thing. Like, he is very much the main guy in the press. You could see when you watch it, he's the one who's telling Moreno to come up, get up, because that's what they've been working on. When you look at him here, you see him. He's telling him to push up, because that's what he knows exactly what they've been working on. And this is what Arsenal want. If Brighton are going to try and play like this, bam, you see them there, get into that challenge. And once he gets in here, like I say, the 3 Brighton players running towards Saka. That's over-covering. But, Declan's run maybe took a couple of them with him as well. But like this, with this much time and space, yeah, he should be hitting the target and scoring. So that was good to see, because they've obviously worked on that.
Yeah, and that is his first goal at home in the league since February, as we said. Definitely work on and are very good at his set plays, and that's how they extended their lead in the second half, Steve.
And again, you can see it's off the training ground, it's well planned. The thing about Arsenal is the deliveries are always spot on, and we take it for granted. But it is a difficult technique, but they repeatedly put it on the money, and if you do it often, then you get the reward. So it's not a coincidence. I just think it's something they do really, really well.
Yep. So many thought Brighton were down and out at that point, but far from it.
No, they have got some match winners in the team, haven't they? They've got people off the bench that can score goals, and they did get themselves back into it. And of course, when they get that goal, then inevitably, you're always going to push forward. Minte came on and made a difference. We'll probably see a chance of his later, but that came off the post, and Gomez did well to keep it down. Wright, obviously, possibly in an unfamiliar position. He knows there's a man there, but he just peels off him, and quite naturally, I suppose you defend the goal as opposed to the man in this situation. He starts edging towards the goal when the shot goes on target, or just off target as it happens. And he was well finished at the end. He did well to keep it down, Gomez.
Yeah, and then, as Martin Odegaard says, the momentum changed. Now we see goals win games, saves do as well. Saves win titles. Well, where does this rank from David Raya?
Well, this is it. This is another one of those that if Arsenal do go on to do it, God willing, then that save is the save that you look at and you say, well, this was a major part, because you look at what City's doing at the moment. They look like they're not going to relent. And when you look at this kind of save, at this stage of the game, when Arsenal were in control and deserved to win the match, but could have easily have dropped points there if the goalkeeper doesn't make that save. It's
incredible.
Yeah, it's a magnificent save. That's why he's there.
Look at that for an image behind us. That's incredible. there's some great goalkeepers in the Premier League. He just really suits Arsenal, doesn't he? He's great with his feet. He's a lot of people raise their eyebrows actually when he first joined, thinking
150th appearance today. Nobody's kept more clean sheets since he made his Arsenal debut.
He's got a great defence in front of him, but it has been a little bit mixed up in front of him in recent times with a couple of injuries. But no, occasionally. A lot of the time, you don't want your keeper to make any mistakes, just to be a steady influence. But occasionally, you need them just to pull off something that are going to win you the points, and that was one of those rare occasions. He's brilliant.
I think what I like about him, obviously, it's an amazing save, and you want that from time to time. But I love his efficiency. He very rarely makes a poor decision when he's on the ball. Happy to go a little bit longer. Can play when he needs to play, and I don't think he puts any sort of hesitation into the back line. And with the changes that's been in front of him in recent weeks, he's been the constant. And I think it's made a massive difference to continuing some good form in terms of results.
Yeah, so we're looking for positives. 2 weekends running, they've played after City have won, and they've won both times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it, back-to-back weekends.
It is, because they know the pressure, they know exactly what's happening going into the games. Obviously they're playing against teams at home that they should be beating, but still the pressure, with everything what they've tried to do in the last couple of seasons, it is mounting, and it will continue to mount. But they've won it, they've won those games. We've got players coming back, and like I was saying at the start, Steve, I would just like to see them take more chances, be a bit more comfortable in the game, and then maybe the fans could be a little less anxious and that. But it doesn't work like that. This is the Premier League. It's not meant to be that easy.
And do you see these two sort of neck and neck all the way through now, City and Arsenal?
Well, Villa, they're not far behind as well. I just think these can be really important wins for Arsenal because we'll see them win comfortably, and Odegaard talked about the win in different ways. But the fact that they've won these games and what we've talked about all day about, can they get through little patches and with Man City winning, it's a tough day for them and they've handled it and they've got through it. And I just think you can build as much confidence and momentum from wins like this as the sort of straightforward plain sailing 3 or 4-0s, which they're capable of doing, quite often as well.
So 2...
Peacock, welcoming you back inside our studio. Robin Mustoe, Tim Howe, Hello, lots to get through. We're going to take a little look, though, at that moment at the MD of David Raya with quite the save. How big could this be?
Well, it could be very, very big, Rebecca. I think that's where we're talking about now. This title is going to be high. Again, there were nervy moments for Arsenal fans late on. That's a magnificent full stretch, strong fingertips, takes it over the top. And, Brighton Rangers, Rebecca, and they give Arsenal a lot of problems in the second half. But the goalkeeper beat him. I mean, this is a brilliant angle. Look how high he is, by the way. Very athletic, strong hand. Crucial save.
They are making life a little hard for themselves in recent weeks. Does that bother you?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. I mean, it's great to win tight games, but you can't keep doing it. And they need a goal. It was an own goal. They needed the second goal. There's different reasons for this. Victor Gyökeres is giving very little. And may not be an opinion with Arsenal fans. He's not providing the difference that they hope. Gabriel Jesus comes on, looks brighter, looks more likely. There's a problem. The chances being created, still not enough to away from teams. And Brighton were much different. They changed things. And there was a period where Arsenal game a little bit, where I think the commentator talked about it. Get on the front foot, play the game in. But there's still that little nervy, let's defend what we've got. And it worked out, but it's...
They've just got to ride this time, haven't they, Arsenal? Make sure they finish this period still top of the league.
And the other side, I get that. And I think the one thing missing is they haven't just swept and finished games off. What I would say is the reason I have so much confidence in Arsenal, one, the squad is deep, right? We know that. Okay, they've taken some injuries. But they're getting goals, and that's not a way to win, but they're getting their own goals. They're very good at set pieces. Their goalkeeper is outstanding. He doesn't make mistakes. He makes world-class saves. They know how to defend, stitch, and put the effort in, put a shift in. So, everywhere across the pitch, they're doing really just not blowing teams away at the end.
And Gabriel being back is huge for them. Hopefully he's not too bad, Yuri and Timber, but Gabriel and Saliba are so strong.
Shot at the end to see the...
Manchester City win at Nottingham Forest by 2-1, but so far they're doing their job, leading Brighton by 1-0, and the skipper on the spot as well, and they've had a very good first half, haven't they?
Yeah, it has been it's a bit disappointing, 15 shots, only 5 on target. And like I was saying before, ideally you want this game to be put away, especially with the players that are missing at Brighton. So, You want them, hopefully they can come out in the second half and get a goal and can relax a little bit more, because what we've seen with Arsenal is as time's gone, they get more and more anxious, and then all of a sudden the crowd get anxious, and then they give the other team momentum and they might score. We saw that happen before, so hopefully that don't happen.
They have scored, and they scored. That's more than they deserve, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tactical set-up against each other from the goal kick. Arsenal have won that little battle, got into a really good position. I don't think they've done too much wrong from here, Brighton. I just think it's a really good finish, to be honest. It's on his left foot, and it's clever. He saw the gap.
What about this?
Good.
Well, that's what he's the organiser of the press, Martin.
It's man for man, isn't it?
Yeah. And then what happens is once it gets here, it's the three Brighton players who just rush down to Saka and just leave him. That's the problem they've got there. And then, with that much time and space, he should be in the target and scoring.
They've got 4, as you said, Mike. There's 4 on the top line there from Brighton. So if they do turn it over, they're automatically defending with less than what you normally would like in this situation. It's an open pitch.
Are we seeing less of this nowadays, do you think? I mean, you used to see at least 2-3 goals every single week of teams trying to play it out from the back. I don't see it so much.
I think there's more longer passes from goal kicks than maybe 1 or 2 seasons ago, and data would support the fact that that's probably a little bit more successful to take a goal kick. But if you do play short and you don't get it right, then especially Arsenal away, it can cause you problems.
Let's see why you're slightly nervous they've only scored 1, because they could have easily added to it.
Yeah, and even this one here, he does a lot of work. He's used his body well. Me and Michael think he's trying to lift it over him, Mike. I think that it was a good opportunity for Gyökeres that 2 minutes in. And the same here with Saka's doing brilliantly on the line there. I don't think he's got many people to square that back to. He's gone for goal. Maybe could have gone higher, I mean,
it's a real trait for Arsenal, for Bukayo being in this area, even a little bit deeper, and creating and scoring so many chances from there. It's so hard to defend because often he wants to get on his left foot, but like that, he can use his right equally as strong as well.
Yeah. And you can see that the chances here, and some of the times you're looking there and you're thinking, where is our centre forward? And, he's missed the header there.
That's a chance, isn't it? He gets in front of him there, Gyökeres. Do you know what I was really interested in there? As the ball goes past everyone, Saka crosses the ball.
Yeah.
People in the box twiddling their thumbs, and then all of a sudden the ball's getting back in, and this is a bad one at the end, isn't it?
Are you happy with the yellow? Or?
Yeah, I think it's a yellow, yeah. I mean, certainly not a goal-scoring opportunity. It's just the force of the challenge, but I don't think there's, studs high or anything else like that. I mean, it's a clumsy, heavy challenge, but I don't think it's red. Personally.
I think, sometimes you look at them and when they slow down, they look worse. This is... At real time, this is worse. I think slowing down actually does him a little bit of a favour on this one, yeah.
Yeah. With my Arsenal hat, I probably think he's got to go for
it. He doesn't really mean that, trust me. Right, goals in 2 of the other 4 games. Fabian Hurtzler, incredibly, trying to win a Premier League game for the first time in the month of December today, away at Arsenal. Let's deal with them first of all. We talked about Calafiori out, Lewis Skelly in. There's going to have to be somebody new at right back today. There's a little bit of an issue, but can they cope with that defensively?
I think so, yeah. I think, the right-hand side, you could probably maybe a Zubimendi to then maybe invert into the midfield, because he can do that quite comfortably. But at first I was thinking Marino, I can't see Marino playing there, but they play Declan Rice there. But if there was going to put somebody on that side, maybe it would be someone like Zubimendi. But they're happy. I think that they'll look at the Brighton side, especially without Welbeck, who's their main goal scorer, without who's Mitoma, real dangerous. But I think Arsenal should be looking to, whatever way they can, progress the ball and be very aggressive in what they're doing at home and get the game done, get it won.
And they're very strong, Steve.
Well, there's no doubt, especially at home, that they, when they go for games, which they normally do, then that's when they're at their best. And the most footballers they can have on, the most players with attacking intent they can have on the pitch at the Emirates, then it's such a tough game for anybody that goes there. So I think that's what Mikel will have in mind, and they need to win now after what we talked about with the game just before, and they want to have no regrets with the game plan. They want a positive one.
Brighton have caused Arsenal problems though in recent times. They got a draw in both fixtures last season. They've only lost 3 of their last 8 visits away at Arsenal.
They're a funny team, Brighton, aren't they? I find it very difficult to predict them. I mean, I've watched them a fair few times this season, and sometimes they really impress, and then sometimes not very good at all. I mean, but they have got a decent enough record. They have spoilt the party. But I do think Arsenal have got so much to play for. They are a strong team. I don't think Brighton are playing as well, potentially.
They're players missing as well, Mike.
They've got players missing, but they're picking up some results. But when I watch them, I don't think they're playing as attractive football as they did under Potter or De Zerbi, let's say. But they're still picking up points. They're a difficult team to predict, but I think Arsenal are too strong.
Yeah, I'd probably, again, you know, for me, I'm just in, you know, goal mode for Arsenal. You know, you've got to go to Brighton with this team with Welbeck, their main guy, missing even like I mentioned, Mitoma, Belieber not playing. Those are the kind of players that's missing that would cause you a problem on a day like this. The teams that normally cause Arsenal problem. But we've got to be going like for it, very aggressive for me, and really finishing it. So make City realise, hang on a minute, we just put it in their court and they've just smashed it straight back to us. That's how Arsenal have got to be, for me, thinking about taking on these games, because they've got to make City know we're ready for this. And that's what they've got to do. They've got to put these lot away comfortably.